Hey, fellow collectors, today we're going to be talking about a little bit of an oddball series. This is DC Direct DC Showcase presents Superman. Now, as you can see here, Superman has a lion's head and lion's paws. Now, there are some stories from the Superman's past when the comics were very young. And in this version, he met a goddess while he was trying to save her, and she was convinced that Superman was meant to be with her, so she changed him into a lion in order for him to stay with her. He eventually overcame the abnormality and defeated her, and here we are. So definitely a different set of stories. Now we also have two different types of heads in here. We'll go ahead and switch them out now. Okay, now we have Superman from the future. So this guy is from the future because you can tell from his huge head, because all our heads are going to be big and all our hands are going to be super long. So this was also another early story of Superman, where he went to the future, and you'll just have to read it. Trust me, there is a story out there for Superman from the future, and he has this big head. And definitely I went and read it. Action Comics 140 something, if I can remember right. It's been a while since I read it. But yeah, so it's definitely funny to see these old comics and see how they envision the future and how everything played out. Okay, let's get him into his next set. Okay, now we have the next Superman head in place, and we see here he has back his normal hands. Now his head is resembling an ant, and he falls down. And his head looks like this because one of the stories was also involving ants, and he had to infiltrate and defeat the ants before they took over. Definitely, you got to go read these, guys and gals. It is quite an adventure. So let's get him into his final head. Okay, here we are back in the normal looking Superman we all know. And as you can see, he has back on his normal head, his normal hands, but the body still remains the same. So as far as articulation goes for this guy, he loves to bend, so he has a bendable knee, but no ankle pivot, and his legs only go forward and this far back, so not much really in the back thing. He has one peg hole on the bottom, and his arms move forward and back, and does have a nice T-pose. Not much of one, but you can fudge it to give him some. He does have a single bend and wrist rotation. Now as far as the head goes, it does not have a ball joint, but is on a peg, so it can just move left and right. He does come with this semi-hard cape made out of rubber. So that's it. Now this guy is pretty tall for the time. If I get out and measure him, we'll see that he is 6 3/4 inches. So if I bring in a Marvel Legends figure or a G.I. Joe figure, we'll see that they are around the same height, which is nice. And if I bring in a Superman from today's world, we'll see that he doesn't match up all that well. But it's okay. This figure is a little older. So DC Showcase released 4 figures in the first line, and I will go ahead and start showing them off. Till next time, guys, like, subscribe, and keep collecting.